New York Police Department officials are getting a little bit of heat after they literally dragged a 48-year-old woman out of her home because they happened to get the wrong apartment when they were trying to respond to a domestic disturbance. Now, what made this story particularly interesting was the fact that she was naked when she was dragged out of her apartment. She was wearing only a towel, and after they took her out, the towel fell off, and she was laying there with nothing but her underwear on for about 2 minutes. Now, there were 12 cops that showed up to the apartment. Again, they showed up to the wrong apartment, and they said that they were responding to a domestic disturbance. Now, we do have a video that was taken by a neighbor on the scene. Let's take a quick look at that, and I'll give you more details.
It's a woman. It's a female. We're the female cops. That's a female. That's a female.
Shut your mouth. This has nothing to do with you.
It's not right.
Now, you can hear one of the neighbors screaming, you know, be careful, she has asthma. And if you guys know anything about the New York Police Department, they've been getting a lot of criticism because recently a man died after one police official put him in a headlock. He also had asthma. And it's amazing that that story didn't teach them any lessons. Now, this, I should say, happened before the incident that I just described now. But the New York Police Department has been dealing with excessive force claims. They've been dealing with a lot of really huge criticisms and backlash. And what's fascinating about this is the police are saying that the 12-year-old girl that they found in the apartment was abused and she had bruises on her face. But then they went ahead and arrested her. So it's really interesting that they went ahead and arrested the person that they were there to protect. Now, there are very few details on this story. Who knows how it's going to play out, but I do want to know what our panelists think about it.
If you answer the door without any clothes on, it doesn't matter who's banging on the door, you're really setting the tone. And while the NYPD clearly is dealing with excessive force claims, I think the onus can be on the family when you see how they reacted and how this escalated. NYPD, police, anybody, they're always going to have, I think, the propensity or the potential to escalate a situation. And if you go in there and you're freaking out and you're making this crazy scenario happen, they're going to go right along with you.
All right, fair enough. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll make my point in a second.
Okay.
First, let me give Robby a chance to chime in.
You know, I would say that I would, I mean, that woman looked, to me, kind of terrified. I mean, there were, what, like 6 police officers there?
There were 12.
I mean, 12. There were 12 police officers there on the scene for, what was it, a domestic dispute?
There was
or something
a
like
domestic disturbance. Now, again, the cop showed up to the wrong apartment.
Right. So, I mean, this woman probably had, I mean, her privacy was invaded. She was pulled out from taking a shower. And then there's 12 men right there all like yelling and there's a commotion. I mean, like at that point, how much calm can you really retain?
Yeah. My argument is if you are a professional police official, it is your job to de-escalate situations like that. It is not your job to escalate the situation. So if 12 cops show up to my apartment while I'm wearing nothing but a towel and they say, hey, we need to come in and investigate, I would be like, why? There's nothing going on, everything's fine. I'm not gonna let you come into my home. And so I think that she had all the right in the world to say, no, you can't come into my home. That pissed the cops off because they have an ego and they don't like to be questioned. Authority never likes to be questioned, and that's why it escalated to this situation. If I were the cops, I would find another way to handle it, right? And unfortunately, I don't think the cops are trained enough at this point to deal with situations like this. They just get mad when their ego gets bruised and it turns into excessive force. All right, okay, yeah. Well, there was a little bit of a disagreement, but that's good, that's good, that's what we do on the show. Now here's the personal question related to the story. What would you do if cops accused you of something, but you were innocent? I'm gonna start with you, Robby.
So I would like to think that I would very naturally retain my calm, you know, and keep my composure and say like, okay, yeah, sure, let's go downtown, book me, whatever, I'll call my lawyer. Like, yeah, I know that you're in the wrong, but I would like to think that I would be able to keep my composure. But that's future Robby. I don't know what future Robby's actually going to be like. Future Robby might be really mad. Yeah. Future Robby might not be, like he might be on his way to something really important and doesn't want to be detained. Or future Robby might just, I don't know, that day might be a bad day for him. And I don't know.
Future Robby is such an enigma.
You know, I don't know.
Sounds very
right?
dangerous.
Crazy. But I mean, like, that's, I don't know how I would react. I've never been put in that situation where I'm immediately put on the defensive by someone with that much authority.
Right.
I don't know how I would react to that.
Fair enough.
Would like to think calmly, nicely, but.
Andy, what about you?
I got arrested. About 2 years ago. I got pulled over in West Hollywood. I was driving home from Cabin in the Woods, one of the best movies, one of the worst nights of my life. I got pulled over. I don't know why. I had Indiana plates on my car. It's kind of what I think. The LAPD went nuts. They said, "You're drunk." I was like, "I promise you, I'm not." I did the breathalyzer thing, and I tried to do all that. I blew zeros, and I did the whole field sobriety. They didn't know what to do, so they said, "Hey, let's get somebody else down here." Pulled a drug enforcer down.
Shut up.
Decided that I was under the influence of marijuana. Was not. Hand to God, I was 100% sober. You know.
But you're not black.
That's what I was telling him.
And the reason why I say that is because usually when cops want to get someone and they really go out of their way like that, it's usually a person of color. Let's keep it real.
I used to be the person who said, cops are wonderful, they know what they're doing, they're just trying to serve and protect, and now I absolutely, after spending 14 hours in the Hollywood jail for doing absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I totally, even though what I said about escalating a situation, understand exactly how this family feels, and especially if it's something where maybe they obviously if the kid was pulled away and they arrested the people in the house for abusing the child, there's clearly something going on wrong in the house. There's something happening there, a high tense environment, right? High intensity environment, and it's like the cops. They don't care. They'll just do whatever they want to do, and they decided that night that I wanted to be in jail.
So what was the outcome? Did you end up paying a fine?
I had to hire an attorney.
Okay.
They dropped, when the drug test came back negative, they dropped that charge, and then I got charged with misdemeanor driving in California with an Indiana license.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks, guys.
That's
all in all,
amazing.
they
I'm
dropped
glad that my tax dollars are going toward catching crazy criminals like you. God, I have two dangerous dudes on the show.
You better
today.
watch out.
I know, I know. Wow, I have been really lucky. I've never been arrested. I've never dealt with cops accusing me of doing something that I haven't done. I've actually been really, really lucky with cops, and I think that it's a combination of my white privilege and the fact that I'm a female. Let's keep it real.
Well, I'm a white privileged female as well, and it didn't help me out at all.
It didn't help you. It didn't help you. No,
Rachel
in my
Maddow
case,
out.
I feel like I've been pulled over for speeding way too many times. Not lately, because I got a hybrid and I kind of got my speeding under control.
Right, okay.
White privilege is off the charts right now.
But in my situation, cops will be like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" And I'll be like, "I don't know, officer. What was I doing?" And then they'll say, "You were speeding," and I'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe it. I'm so sorry." And then they don't give me a ticket.
Did you cry?
I've cried once, and that was when the cop did give me a ticket.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but I haven't been accused of doing something illegal. But if I were in that situation, I would obviously hire an attorney, and I'm in a good position where I have those resources available to me. What do you guys think, though? What would you do if a cop accused you of doing something and you were completely innocent? And also, what do you make of this NYPD story? Do you feel that the cops have the responsibility to de-escalate the situation, or do you think that the woman is at fault here? Share your comments in the section below. We will see you soon with another clip.